Okay, guys, I want to talk about preconditioning the brushes and the rollers before they ever are introduced to paint. Um, when I invented Pretty Boy, I admittedly didn't think about this. I thought about a product that would just clean the brushes and rollers afterwards and keep them nice and soft and subtle. And the latex paint has gotten so much durable over the years. But after working with my product for the last 3 years, I realized that to precondition the rollers and the brushes ahead of time, to protect the fibers of either the brushes or the rollers, you'll be one step ahead of the paint. Because once the paint hits the naked fiber or rollers, whatever, it'll start to break it down, and it's never really the same. So basically, what we're going to do is I've got a brush I'm going to use today. It's called Panther Claw. This real nice guy that invented this out of Utah. His name is McKay. And you can go to his website, which is pantherpaintgear.com, and he sells these wonderful brushes in bulk. So it's a brand new brush right out of the box. So what we're going to do is introduce it to Pretty Boy, and I'm going to clean it, let it soak in, the product soak in, let the conditioner part of the formula soak in, rinse it out, and then let it dry overnight, and then tomorrow I'll be using them. Okay, we got a job in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. All right, and I'm also going to do the rollers. So what I just do is just wet down the bristles. I take a little Pretty Boy, my product, and I just spray it. I get my other hand here so get out of the way so you see it. Now I've got these new spray tops I'm playing with. They're available online with the product. And I'm just going to work it through either with my hands, or I have a new wire brush that I've invented that's also going to be available. These just all came out, so I'm excited to kind of add a few things to the Pretty Boy family. So I'm just going to take I'm going to call this the Pretty Boy Groomer. You see how nice it soaps up? Work it through the whole brush from the heel to the body to the toe. And once this product is conditioned ahead of time, it's going to be easier to get the paint off after each job. Sometimes you get a brand new brush, and no matter how good you are with keeping the brush away from the heel and the ferrule, it doesn't work. So anyway, this product will get deep in there. And I'm going to let this sit for 3 to 5 minutes, like it says on the back of the cover on the directions. Now, brand new microfiber rollers out of the bag. Same thing. Going to use these tomorrow on the job site in Williamsburg. Going to wet them down. Now, if you don't have the spray top, a lot of you guys have bought my product, and really thank you very much for your support. It's been a great journey so far. I put a couple tablespoons of Pretty Boy onto the roller nap, and I just start to shampoo it. I call it shampooing the dog. And get that right in there. And what this does, besides delint it, because when I've been a professional painter, a contractor for 18 years, and you learn from other guys how to do this stuff. And I was always taught to just use the tape, the blue tape, and delint the product, delint the roller. Nobody's ever taught me to pre-wash it. I'd heard of people using Downy softener, but I'd never used it. So Pretty Boy has a water-based conditioner that's going to condition these fibers. It's also going to delint it. So you've got both of those things going right there. And so I can do even the small one too as well. I have a little, somewhere I have the little, oh here it is. And you can even do your microfiber. Actually, this one's brand new. That's what I want to do. Wet it down, same thing. Spray a little Pretty Boy on it. These little mini rollers are wonderful. They can really help get the brush lines away from some of the gloss paint. You're working in the bathroom or smaller areas. Sometimes guys like to use these on the ceiling lines after you cut on the higher gloss paints from the mat up to the gloss or the eggshell. Get it into the brush strokes. All right, so basically real easy. This has been sitting a couple minutes. I've got limited time on a video, so I make sure that I will get through with this 10 minutes. So now I'm just going to rinse the brush out. The Pretty Boy conditioner has had time to permeate these fibers. and it'll make them sturdier. And once again, it's not going to, I'll tell you in a second the difference between this and soap. So now I just spun that out. Now I'm just going to let this sit open in a nice clean area for overnight. Let it dry. Tomorrow I'll put it back in its cover, and I'll go with that. And then you'll notice the brush will be much more flexible. Also with the rollers, the same thing. Now, these little ones, I don't have a spinner for. So, you can wring it out, bring it into a towel. But the big ones, I don't trust. I like to spin them out. So if you don't have a spinner, get the excess off and let it dry overnight. And you'll notice that'll be a whole different roller tomorrow. And the big one here. And you can let them sit longer. Like I said, I'm on video time, 10 minutes to show this to you. So get all the excess off of there now. The conditioner is permeated. And as it dries too well, it'll get a little bit more in there. And just take your little bucket, like this. Get it over top. Spin out that excess. So now you've got a wonderful conditioned, preconditioned roller and brush, and you're ready to go. All right, keep track of the time. So by the way, if you don't have a spinner, you can use your cage. Put this on there and go into the bathroom and go down the tile real quick, and it'll spin. Everything will spin into the tub and let it dry. You can go right up with it afterwards. I mean, if you're on a job site and you do it right before, that's fine too. Brushes, for some reason, I really like to let them dry first. I'm not a big believer in wetting the brushes ahead of time and using them, but some guys love to do that. But the main thing is to condition it ahead of time. All right, so tomorrow, and this is kind of my setup. Now, you can also do any type of brush. You can do the Stahlmeister too. You can spray it down with a little Pretty Boy and work it through, let it sit. And again, the fibers will be less susceptible to be permeated by this latex paint. Over the last 10 years, these latex paints have gotten so durable, they just kind of, they can ruin the brush. So again, we're talking about preconditioning. And this is kind of my setup tomorrow. I have my beautiful, this guy Hutch from South Carolina has invented the brush tote, carries your brushes. David with Shield Products USA has created these beautiful plastic covers. This brush is a couple years old, and basically keeps these going, because the paper ones are fine if the brush you're introducing is dry. You can put it in, no problem, it'll protect it. But if you're leaving the job site and all of a sudden this brush is really wet, you're rushing out like all as contractors, you're always trying to get out, and all of a sudden the water comes out, gets into the corner of the cardboard. We've all had happen, and it bends it, and then all of a sudden you come back and the brush is being compromised, and that stinks. So again, today we're talking about preconditioning the brushes and the rollers, and I'll do a video another time about ones I didn't do. And last thing I really want to talk about quickly is, the difference between Pretty Boy and soap. Main thing is the concentration level is different. There are some similar soaps that are in here, but this is a 6% concentration level. This is a 25% concentration level. And the chemist that I hire that's been making paints for 45 years always talks about the right type of soap to use on paint. And the last thing is the water-based conditioner. Pretty Boy is a water-based conditioner. Soap has lanolin and fats that'll build up on the brushes and the rollers. They might work okay. This is a lot better product. I invented it just for the soap. So anyway, so tomorrow we're ready to go. We've got the preconditioned rollers and brushes. They'll work better. They'll clean up better. You can go to Pretty Boy to get my new applicator, my new Pretty Boy groomer at prettyboypaintcleaner.com. Thank you so much for watching this. And if you have any questions, just email me. My time is up. Look, I've got to go. Take care.